So thank you so much for joining the 40-day Awakening Intensive. I'm really happy that you're here and that you decided to take part in it. It's a great opportunity for all of us to have a different experience of ourselves, because in fact that is one of the drives to do this. And it's like coming to a deeper experience of yourself, coming in touch with the light within, coming in touch with the true essence of you, the true you that you want to meet and that you can only find inside yourself. So all these words we use for it is in fact like the symbol of our passion for waking up. That what drives us not to accept the world as we know it to be everything there is, but there's more, and it is not that, and it is not the world. It's not to be found in the world. Like your happiness and your joy and your grace does not come from outside of you. So in these 40 days we get a lot of opportunity to allow a process to take place that otherwise would just not occur, and not in your awareness at least. So here it is, like in this period you will see changes that you had no idea about that could ever happen. And that is the beauty of the the possibility of this. But that's totally part. It has to do with you. What is it that you want? You will your presence, your commitment to this makes the change possible, makes opportunities possible that weren't there for you to choose from or to experience. And that is so lovely. I'm really happy that you're here, that you join in this, and are ready for a new adventure, in fact, of becoming completely honest with yourself and discovering things about yourself that otherwise would not have come up for healing. So in that sense, it is a real speed up for your transformation too. You will see how this is for you. So, that being said, I love to start with slowing down and becoming really present here together as a real start of going within and making a connection with the light within. So let's take a moment for that. And I use some words of Joel here just because they came in strongly to share, so that's why I do that. And so Joel says here, this is about meditation. When we sit down to meditate, we must seek to hear only the word of God, desire only the feeling of God's presence, only the re-establishment of ourselves with our inner source, and nothing beyond that. Then when we feel the assurance of the presence, our meditation is complete. The word becomes flesh, and the spirit felt within us becomes tangible as individual experience. So this is what we do. We focus on, we sit down with God, so to speak, to listen and to come into a deeper experience of ourselves. So one of the prayers that Joel is using here is this, and it's about grace. So I want to pray that with you. Thy grace is my sufficiency in all things. I take no thought for the form in which that grace should appear. I take no thought as to how thy will should work in me, or thy ways. I seek only thy grace. I am content to relax in the assurance that thou art omniscience, all-knowing intelligence, divine, infinite, all love. And I can trust myself more to the infinite intelligence that governs this universe than I can to my own judgment as to what I need, or to what I would like to do, or how I would like to live. Certainly, I can trust myself more to the care of divine love than I can to my own finite sense of love, which is not even as a grain of sand in comparison with the nature of that love which is God. Thy grace is my sufficiency in all things. So let's just be still with that for a moment. Thy grace is my sufficiency in all things. So when you relax it, it can be really helpful to breathe well through your nose in and through your mouth out, to relax your body and shoulders and all that, and to let your body move the way it wants to move, not trying to resist that. And when we meditate, we also let come up whatever comes up, like whatever emotions, whatever thoughts, but you're not going to do anything with it. You just let it pass through you. So God's grace is my sufficiency in all things. I'm allowing that to affect me. All right. Great. Thank you. All right. So we have in this short meeting that we have together a couple of things that are taking place. There's not really a plan, but there's say music that is waiting for us, and I would love to give Josh the stage, so to speak, to share with us a song that he wants to give to us.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
So that was even from before the Christian mystics. So coming back to the program, so to speak, to the next part of the program. I sent you today, the participants in this in the 40 days, I sent you a reading that I did from A Way of Mastery, and you say like, well, where does this all come from? You know, wow, it's like so many, say, sources. So that this is really like an invitation to take another look at things. So to allow things to be different for yourself. And so this part that I shared with you is a very specific question to, say, Jesus. So how was the 40 days for him when he went into the desert, so to speak, and had a fast for 40 days and 40 nights? And so you see the answers given in that, and also the essence of allowing things to be different. And so that's why I shared with you that I liked that as an idea. And I don't know if we're going to use more of the Way of Mastery, but sometimes it is like, oh wow, that couldn't be better said, or that's such a nice angle to see this, hear this from. And that's why I use it in the, say, to make it, to give you opportunities or handles, so to speak, to do things in a different way. So one of the things I was mentioned, which is also like interesting for us spiritual students or spiritual practitioners, it is like the tendency to do the things as you used to, or the tendency to keep repeating the same ways of doing. And I speak for myself too, you know that you easily can get stuck in that and think not wanting to even letting go of that, just holding on to it. And so in these 40 days, you might just give yourself the opportunity and also the adventure of letting these practices go. Like I know people that have like 5 or 6 books they daily read, and if they don't read that, then they feel like as if they have not done something right. So they get a bad feeling about themselves that they did not do that. And so let this, and I can speak from my own experience too, is like if I did not do my daily lesson in the Course in Miracles, for instance, if I did not do my daily lesson, I would not feel right. Something was missing. While actually I got other, say, material that I was reading that was very inspiring to me too. But still, it was like that. Almost like if I go a little back further to hear church bells ringing and knowing that you're not going to church because you're not doing that anymore, something like that. So there's an like redundant feeling of guilt connected to that. It can happen, and it's okay to recognize it, but it doesn't have to stay that way. Because there's nothing to feel guilty about. There's no such thing as guilt. So that means like coming to or using this 40 days, for instance, to come to the essence of what you are doing and allowing God's voice to speak to you in ways that you had no idea about that was possible. That can be that you read a completely different book. It can be that you listen to a totally different teacher for a moment. Whatever that is going to be for you, just what I'm inviting you to is to allow that change to occur, because this is really the period for that. And so you'll see that in the moments that we come together, there are different angles on which, say, the inspiration is being expressed. So this can be in the Sri Ram song that Josh was sharing. It's like the essence of that he's expressing is essential for him to receive it in that way. And that it communicates. So that's also where you can listen to. It is not about the form, is what I'm saying. It's not about the form or the exact words or the culture that it comes from, or none of that. So that's more open than you can possibly imagine. And by allowing that to be there, then you can enjoy that, or really use it too, to let yourself be inspired by it. So one of the things that is also being mentioned in the Way of Mastery was the idea of your daily, almost like physical rhythm. So this can be food, or this can be the time that you eat, or the amounts that you eat, or the exact nature of the food that you eat. So if you allow that to repeat itself ad infinitum, so to speak, then there's never space for a new experience in that. So it's like all these habits that you say develop can have a break too. And when you break with them, like in this period of 40 days of fasting, fasting from your habits, that creates a space in you where literally the light can come into and have a real fundamental change occur for you. So Jesus did it by not eating and drinking for 40 days. And that's very intense. That's very direct and beautiful as an example, absolutely. So I'm not asking you to do anything extreme. That's not what I'm saying. It's more like you recognize your habits or your casualty, like your ways of doing and dealing that you got used to. So allow a change in that to occur for the sake of having a space that is being created where something else can occur. So this is not only with food, it's not only with your sleeping rhythm, it's not only with your physicality. So it can also be your ways of expressing yourself, repeating stories on a daily basis in which you actually keep everything in place. That can be your ideas about your illnesses, your ideas about pain, your ideas about what is not right, what is not right about the world, or all this. You could, for instance, say like, okay, so I'm used to watching every day the news, so I can now, for instance, decide to watch it once a week, or put my phone away for a day in a week, to fast my habit to fast my habit of picking that up and using it all the time. So these are helpful tools, in fact, to have a change occur. But that's, of course, not the only thing. It's like there is a decision that you made to join this, so that the fact that you did that and that we join in that purpose, like awakening to the light within and allowing timeless truth to be expressed to and through us, is a beautiful purpose that aligns with the purpose of the universe. So in that, it is like everything is going to be guided to us in how to proceed, how to do this. And this is what I'm listening to. So that's why to make a program for the week is already like, well, I have to really listen hard to know how this works, what is actually given. But the actual giving is and will be in the moment. That's when it literally comes to life. I can plan till the cows come home, so to speak, but when we are here, when this is occurring, when we are literally communicating with one another in a direct communication aligned with the purpose of the universe, that's where things happen. So, and that does something with you instead that you have to do something. So my teacher always said, like, all motivated action is false, because it's all based on, say, a temporal change, and this is not what we're looking for. So bringing it back to what is changing us is that which is already there, that what will never change, and that's where you want to come in touch with, like the infinite, omniscient presence right here, not anywhere else. No, right here. That is what there is, and you want to come into the infinite amplitude of experiencing that, diving right into that. And every step along the road that we will travel in these 40 days will, say, have that purpose. So this is great. That's really lovely. So yeah, what next? What next? I'm curious to hear something about you, and I love to say take a moment to have some music being shared. So I'm composed some music today that I love to share, and this is just as an it is language in itself, so I cannot really talk about it. So it will speak for itself. So I'm going to share a video with you. Oh, see, everything changed. I got my backdrop disappeared too. Well, that's interesting. That's different too. Why would I want to use a colored one? Why not just a green one? Just a green screen, as pure as it is. That's funny, isn't it? So, great. Awesome. Who knows what's going to happen? So anyway, it is great to start this with you, to be in this 40 days, and we are going to undergo this adventure and see what happens. So a little bit about the program this week. So there will be special meetings, like specially set up for it. That's on Monday morning, for instance, the European morning, and Tuesday too. And then tomorrow, for instance, we have the tape group, but the tape group always starts with a half an hour of meditation. Now, the 40 days group is completely welcome to join the meditation of the tape group. So that's why I set it up and planned it in that way. It's like, yeah, absolutely join. If you want to stay to listen to Joel afterwards, you're welcome to do that. And that's the same on Monday. There will be a quantum class, quantum body class. So we begin always with a meditation. You're welcome to join us there. And on and on. So you see on the website ewehub.com, you see the program of this week, and I send it to you by email too. So you can take a look at when is what occurring. And in the meantime, there's opportunities to join with each other, to chat with each other. If you want to be part of the, say, WhatsApp group where you can exchange information or share your experiences, or you're welcome to join, and just let me know. Send me an email in which you say that you want that, and I'll join you, and give me your telephone number, and I'll join you in that group too. Of course, you can always reach me by WhatsApp or email, and I will respond to it at least most of the time within a couple of hours, depending on when you send it. So that works really well. And there's an incredible provision, in fact, and that is just expanding all the time. So I love your participation in this too. So if you feel like, I would love to, share this poem, or share this from this teacher, I really would love this to be part of the class too, please never hesitate to send it to me, and I'll try to include it into the class, or take time to invite you to express yourself, and that is always possible too. So I think that's about it, what I would love to share today with you. And so there's a little bit of after talk that we can have, fellowship, online fellowship, very interesting. Yeah, hugs is still difficult, but you can give it a try. But anyway, so you're welcome to stay a little bit longer. I'll play some music in the background, and thank you so much. Thank you for everything. And this is our kick-off, so to speak. This is our start of an amazing opportunity for a deep experience of getting to know yourself even deeper. So thank you for your presence here, and I hope to see you soon.